I'm going crazy, sitting on that train, and I don't think I'm ever coming home. Don't think I'm lazy, don't think I'm strange. I do think I'm really just losing it all. 'Cause I'm going crazy. Yes, I'm going crazy.
Second. But right now, ladies and gentlemen, in just a few minutes, I am going to be talking to Brian O'Neill from the Busboys. You're going to recognize him as soon as you see him, and you're going to recognize the sound. Although, from what you know of the Busboys, this one's a little rocky. I'm very excited about this song here. So let's check out Civil Rights from the Busboys. I almost said on 101.3 My FM. Oh, I started in the middle. Hold on. I'm sorry. I got to start over. Here we go.
We just need to open our eyes and our ears and our hearts.
Let freedom ring from every hill and molehill of Mississippi.
But what together we can do for the freedom of man.
I'm what's left of your civil rights. Beat down, broken, and left for dead. I'm what's left of your civil rights. Might be some truth in what I've said. Have the right to remain silent, because everything you say can and will be used against you. There's a thin line where you can find it, separates the deeds of elected kings and common thieves. I'm what's left of your civil rights. It's been bloody but still is held up high. I'm what's left of your civil rights. Can't kill what will not die. You have the right to remain silent, because everything you say can and will be used against you. There's a thin line, if you can find it, that separates the deeds of elected kings and common thieves. I'm what's left of your civil rights. It's been bloody but still is held up high. I'm what's left of your civil rights. Can't kill what will not die.
It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
And that is Civil Rights from the Busboys. And let's bring in Brian O'Neill from the Busboys. Brian, are you there?
I am, but I don't know. Can you...
No video. I can hear you.
Video. Hold on. What, see, you're on the, she says I'm on the show.
Yeah, you're here.
Hold on. Let's see what we got here. Cam.
There you are. What's up, man? How are you?
Good, man. How you doing?
I'm good. Thank you very much. A little closer to the microphone. If you could just step up just a little bit.
My assistant just told me that was going to be the case. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. Yeah. I talked to the lead singer of Steelheart the other day, and he had a studio mic plugged into his laptop. So he's talking here, and the studio mic is way back there. And the whole interview got shot because he couldn't bring the mic close enough to hear him. So glad I can hear you this week.
Ray,
so
I'm
Busboys,
glad to be here, man. Been watching your show. Pretty interesting thing you got going there.
Well, I started this because everybody was stuck at home and everybody was bored and, needed some, everyone's listening and going out and seeing shows. So I thought, let's do something online so that everybody can, just kind of get lost. This is kind of a silly show. We drink a little bit. We talk about music. We talk about beer. And we just talk about having a good time, because that seems to be what we're losing a little bit, is the good feeling, the good vibes. And that worries me about the coronavirus thing going on, that we got to stay on top of things. And with everything else that's going on in the world, and we're going to talk about that with civil rights. I mean, it's very poignant imagery and lyrics, but also rocking at the same time. I love that. So that's why I started doing the show. And I love having guys on like you, because you really take us back to some fun times, man.
Well, it's fun times, good times. We're all American rock, roll, and soul band. It's just what we do.
Yeah, so that's it. You weren't just pigeonholed to R&B or soul or funk. I mean, you guys, just like that new song right there, Civil Rights. That's a rocking song, man.
Yeah, man. That's what like I said, what we do. We've been doing this, man, since I don't know, a long time, since 1980.
Well, see, now 1980 for me, that's not a long time ago. So I like to think we're all in the same wheelhouse, where those are the good old days, but they're not the olden days.
Yeah. So we're still doing it, man. And we love making music, and it's not all one dimensional either way. You know what I mean? It's not all about just civil rights or things that have to do with social issues. It's also about having a good time and having some fun, and a little dating in there too.
Well, I mean, the older songs, "Boys Are Back in Town" is a staple for good times. Again, the imagery of that, seeing you guys on in the movie 48 Hours, on stage at SNL, hanging out with Eddie Murphy. I think it's very close to say that song could be iconic for that time period.
Well, actually, it's a classic. Well, that's the reason everybody should be singing in the house tonight. And you should grab your favorite lady and promise her you do it right. Tell Fat Jack to jump back and give you a shot of some booze, so you can party to some stomp down, butt bumping, rock and roll, rhythm and blues. Yeah, I said the boys are back in town. The boys are back in town. Yeah. I said the boys are back in town. And when the boys are back, there ain't no fooling around.
Brother, I think you could have just made my 2020 right there. You absolutely made my 2020. Between that and the Ghostbusters soundtrack, Cleaning Up the Town. I mean, those are in 1980. I was 8 years old. So, and when Ghostbusters came out, maybe 12. But man, those songs really still resonate with me even to today. And, we've got that other Boys Are Back in Town song, which is a great song. Don't get me wrong. But whenever somebody says that song, the Boys Are Back in Town. Yeah, the one from the Bus Boys. That's the one I remember, man.
Well, it's a funny thing. I'm a Thin Lizzy fan. Knew Phil Lynott not well, but have met him. And their song was written before ours. And as I say, I'm a Thin Lizzy appreciator. But I always say theirs is a British thing.
There you go.
English thing, which is great. Ours is an American rock and roll, butt bumping, soul get down thing. So there's the British version of Boys Are Back. We got the American version. Boys Are Back in Town.
You've got the bar version of that. You've got that comes on the jukebox. Even today, people are singing that song, man. So let's go back a little bit. Now, you have a relationship with Eddie Murphy. You did back in the day. He got you. Well, he met you on Saturday Night Live. Is that right? You guys played on Saturday Night Live, and he took a liking to you, and you ended up following him on tour, on his Delirious tour, which is pretty amazing. But from all the videos I watched, everything I can remember, he spoke so highly of you. I feel like you guys were influential on his character, his comedy, and his music. Is that safe to say? Would you humbly say
wait
that?
a minute now. Hold on. I know you're the interviewer and I'm the interviewee, but let's get some facts straight here.
Okay, go ahead. Set me straight.
First of all, you started off saying you guys were friends or used to be, and I was like, what, do you know something I don't know? I think we're
That's
still
just what I read. That's just what I read, that you guys became friends during the time that you spent with him on Sirius.
He's still a very good friend of mine. And we actually met on the set of the movie 48 Hours.
Okay, so it started there.
So we just go back there. And he's an East Coast guy. He's a New York guy, and I'm here on the coast here in California. I'm a California mining man. And it was nice to welcome him here to California in a certain way. After we got to work together, and because we were on the stage at, doing the bar scene for what they call Romans, and that's where we did Boys Are Back and New Shoes and whatnot. So I ended up giving a party, and Dick Ebersol, people won't know who that is, but
I know
the
who
kids,
president of NBC at the time.
That's correct. Ding, ding, ding! You're a winner. So Dick let us use his house, and I played host. Eddie got to use the house. I played host, and we gave a big party. And ever since that party, man, we've been best of buddies.
That's awesome. And go ahead.
Just give up some things straight, too. 48. Okay, so we did 48 Hours, and then we were buddies and did hang out and things. Because we did a lot of studio work together and things off camera, stuff. Because he was here in Los Angeles for quite some time because he had other films to do.
Yeah.
Working on Trading Places and other things. And we ended up going on Saturday Night Live, and he came and he decided, hey, man, he says, he dressed up as a busboy and came and sang Boys Are Back with us. If anybody can, again, use your Google machine, get back there and see that. And then after the thing, he said, man, let's go on tour together. Why don't you guys come open for us? And I said, for me. And I said, okay. And we did that. Great tour. Great times together. That's something else you can pick up, the Delirious tour. Yeah.
Actually, it's something I put. Go ahead.
We had a lot of good times, a lot of good friends. I would like to think I've contributed something at different points to his perspective, as I know he has mine.
And I would think so. I mean, he got into music. He had that one song with Rick James, and I'm sure that you have fans who are superstars, that are celebrities. You must run into people that are like, I can't believe you, who is on top of the world, loves the Busboys. That has to happen, because music and entertainment, acting and comedians and music, they go hand in hand, but one can certainly appreciate the other at a different level.
Yeah, well,
you're too humble, man. You're way too humble.
And you see people at the grocery store.
Yeah.
Sometimes, and I don't go as much as I used to with the COVID thing, but
yeah,
you run into people all the time. And see, I don't think of it as much, even though I am in the business and I appreciate that. I don't think of it in those terms. I think of it as what do you do? What's your artistic skill? And some of us have more success than others, or are more well known than others at different times. But it's not what I think of it as. And somebody asked me the other day, don't you have some friends at the Stars? I guess so. But I don't even think of it that way, man.
I got you. Just that comment from John, big fan of the 80s Busboys, have a cool CDR with the 3 best from the movie soundtrack, Boys Are Back in Town, New Shoes, and 48 Hours. Thanks, John. Thanks for watching. Brian, let's talk about civil rights. This awesome new song, which I'm sure you wanted to put out now because it's more important than ever. Well, I shouldn't say it's more important than ever, but it's about time that everyone is speaking up and taking notice of what's happening. You wanted to put together a song that gave a message, but you also rocked it out. It's something you can dance to. Tell me about how you produce something like that. How can you produce something with a message, but still is fun as hell?
Well, I'll take the compliment first and foremost. The truth of the matter is, I wrote that song a while back, and it just so happened that things came together at a certain time period, and it made it more appropriate, essential, and relevant. But I come from a family. My parents were teachers, and I'm born and raised here in California, and we used to go to protest for civil rights at various places throughout my childhood. Okay, so I mean, I can remember as young as I think 5, 6 years old, we protested. I remember at the Biltmore Hotel, which is a iconic hotel downtown Los Angeles. And at that time, they didn't allow Black people to A, get a room there. B, if you worked or performed there, you had to come in the back door. So even if you were a performer, if you were Sammy Davis or something like that, or Count Basie, you had to go in the back door, couldn't go in the front door. And that
it's funny because people paid big money to go see these people, but they had to come through the back door. Yeah. The appreciation level was amazing back then. It just
appreciation, yes, but then just as today, there's a great appreciation. I think people appreciate me, Eddie, Dave Chappelle, LeBron James, Kerry Washington. There's a lot of Oprah Winfrey. There's a lot of appreciation. There's still issues. Yeah. Anyway, I would tell you just to say my bit of progress. I just tell my story.
Please.
We protested there. This was in the 60s. And by the time I was in high school or graduated, just when I graduated from high school, I had a band called Brian and Things, which became the Busboys. But we were headlining shows at the Biltmore, and I was chasing girls up and down the hallway from my presidential suite. So that was a span of about 15 years.
Wow.
So a lot of things changed in that time period. Not to say that all things are done changing, which obviously this is about the song. The song is really about the original American civil right, which was written into the Declaration of Independence. It says all men are created equal. See, the moment you say that, then you're on. It's a whole different thing than.
How do you argue that? I don't understand how people can argue that. You know, all men are created equal.
People, places, and things that have ever existed. No other country, no other society, not Rome, not Greece, no other place, Egypt, no place in Europe, no place has ever declared that, made that their foundational thing. Well, if you just start there and work your way forward, then you have what the whole song and what the issues are about and how I feel.
Well, it's a fun song. It's a great song. It's got a great message, of course. And that's all we can do right now is spread the message and get the word out. And, all men are created equal. Like you said, it's such a simple philosophy that we all need to embrace and hold tightly to. So thanks for the song. I appreciate that. Before I let you go.
Hold on. I got a question. Now, I heard somewhere that this is a drinking show.
What do you got?
Well, I'm going to tell you a quick story. All right?
Okay.
So there was this club here called Spice. This is in the 90s. And it was a big hangout for just a minute. It's like, everybody was there. A lot of rock and rollers, even Tom Jones. Anyway, before I get into all the name dropping, screw that. I was hanging there with Jerry Cantrell from Alice in Chains. Yeah. And then Slash was there too. We were hanging out. And we were in
this is already the great start of a story. I love it. Jerry Cantrell and Slash, you're hanging out with him. Okay.
Yeah, so we're in, there's this little middle room that was between two performance rooms. And it had a piano in there, and I'm in there playing some Jerry Lee Lewis stuff and some Elvis stuff and thing. And I had asked the waitress to bring me my drink. And I was drinking Cavassier or something like that. And she didn't bring it. And I was like, oh, let me see that. Slash said, forget that. Do this.
Oh, that's my drink. That is my drink. And I don't happen to have a bottle with me. That's my jam.
I took one sip of that and then another sip, and I've been drinking it ever since. I'm an old number 7 guy. It's like you can every now and then somebody can talk me into gentlemen, but no. I don't like any of the sweet stuff, none of the honey things. Leave me out. I am old number 7 man, a proud get down. And I have my favorite shot glass, which is New England Patriots.
Woo, look at that.
Yeah, baby.
Very nice.
Here's to you.
Here's to number 7. Here's to you, brother.
All right.
So I had somebody ask a question, and I don't know if he's still in the band. Vic Johnson, is he still with the band? He's with Sammy now, but is he still playing with you guys?
No. Vic has been playing with Sammy now for 20 years, I think, or about 20, 21 years.
But he is one of the original Bus Boys, huh?
Vic's still featured on a lot of our classic records. You know, if you go Get New Shoes, Minimum Wage, Rock and Roll, the album, American Worker, that you can still hear a lot of Vic's work. And Vic and I were shoulder to shoulder for years and years. I mean, he joined the band in 1980 and didn't leave until, I don't know, 96, almost 2000. Okay. So he and I are brothers, you know.
That's good.
And I go hang out with, when Sammy comes to town, when I can make it, I go see their shows. And Sammy's a great guy. And, you know, Vic is doing well with that band and helping. I mean, I don't know what Sammy do without him, because it's hard to represent all the stuff that, all the Van Halen stuff, all of his stuff.
Yeah.
Then they slip into some Led Zeppelin and some other things. And Vic Johnson, for my money, my taste, he's probably the best and most versatile rock and roll guitar player that there is. And he's got the most solid tone. If you, I may be getting down to the weeds and technical for people, but if you want to hear what rock guitar sounds like live, it's really good, man, go see Vic Johnson.
Yeah. We saw Sammy Hagar and Vic and Michael not too long ago, and Jason maybe 2 years ago at the casino. And man, they were awesome. I would love to see them do a version of The Boys Back in Town. I could totally hear them do that.
I could too. And, you know, last time I saw Sammy and Vic and Mike too, I said, we were backstage just talking before their show. And Sammy was saying, we should get the Bus Boys to come open for one of our shows, a Cabo Wabo thing or something. And I'm sure if that happened, there'd be some really great music, and there might be a little drinking going on too.
You think? New music coming up? You're still obviously writing, you're still performing, and it's tough right now to be performing, but more music from the Bus Boys coming up?
Well, we have a whole album sitting in the can. I just did the singles so I could start this process, because we've been out of it for a little while. Hold on. So, but we've got more music coming, man. We've got another single coming probably before the end of the year. And then more singles, another single right after the first of the year with the release of the entire record. It'll be on CD and vinyl and digital and whatever else is invented between here and there.
Whatever you can get on. Busboys.com. It's as easy as that. Busboys.com plus Facebook and social media. You, man, I again, in all honesty, and I'm not just blowing smoke. You performing Boys Are Back in Town on acoustic made my 2020. It absolutely did. Thank you, brother.
I appreciate it. I'm going to have one more toast to you.
All right, you do that. Yeah.
And let me let you know that I'm a big, obviously, with my Patriots shot glass, I'm a big New England fan. My best buddy, Dave Bellman, lives in Manchester, New Hampshire. Yeah. So that's almost like one of my sister cities. And
is it really? So I lived up that way. Yeah.
Did you? Yeah.
I lived up that way. And I know you've spent time with Otis. I met Otis in Concord Otis Redding. I mean, not Otis Redding, obviously. Otis Day
Otis Day.
and the Knights.
Yeah.
Played in Concord, which is close to Manchester. So I've got a lot of ties up to Manchester. But Otis Day, he's the man too.
Otis, another one of my brothers, man. It's like,
yeah,
we've done shows together, had great fun. You can see us doing some stuff on the website, busboys.com. And hey, Facebook, go to our Facebook page, you guys out there, like the Busboys, and
YouTube.
Oh, well, so I'm being told I'm just a puppet. I just do it. No. Go out to our YouTube page and subscribe. Also, we got new stuff coming out, and then I'm also doing some. We're planning on figuring out how to get the right setting to do some things here in the house, and we're going to use some just acoustic instruments, just like I played acoustic guitar. We're going to play my piano back here, and we're going to do that and some different things, and maybe even pull a washboard in. But anyway, I'm loving some New England. All my friends and fans who are out there from that area, big heart, big love. Thank you for having made me feel welcome all these years. Please keep following us. I got really good stuff coming up. Some of it's surprising, but still, all great rock and roll. Here's to you all.
Thank you, Brian.
My new buddy.
Great to
hopefully
meet you.
When I'm there, we'll get to do this in person.
Oh,
right?
Yes, absolutely. I'm not going to let up. I will stalk you till we meet. Thanks, brother. Take care.
Yes,
Cheers.
sir.
That's Brian O'Neill. How cool is that cat, right?